yourselves again to the podcast.
This is the recorded version. Everything before it was premium cut. Hi, Star.
Yeah, all this was just like behind the scenes content, top quality. What's up? Foreplay. Oh, shit. I don't know if we can or cannot access our blue box of Wonder Shred or.
That's okay. What's this? Is it for Tori?
That's for Tori.
Okay.
Nothing's in there yet.
That's fine.
I don't know if we can or can't.
So hi.
Hi.
I'm Fred.
Hi, Fred. Hi. Say everybody say hi to Fred.
Hi.
Welcome to Alcoholics Anonymous.
It's great. Is this going to be like every Communicast where you spend like 30 minutes before you like actually do the introduction to the podcast?
Fuck you.
We already spent that 30 minutes.
We already spent like 9 minutes just jacking off. So.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Okay. Well,
I mean, if you finished already, All right.
Let's start this goddamn show, Fred.
Okay.
Welcome to the Communicast, everybody. I'm your host, Black Napa 101, otherwise known as John, the official rude lewd dude. With me is my co-host, Tori.
Hi, I'm Tori. I'm Mama Donovan, proprietor of Mama's Milky Mansion. And it's no longer Mama's Milky Mansion because Fred's here.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, okay, there's a stipulation we'll explain right now. And we have friend of the show.
It's still Mama's Convention.
Mama's
Milky
Mansion.
We'll explain to you
Mama's
right now.
Milky Mansion.
Yes.
I'm on board.
Hold on, Fred. No, please. And we have friend of the show, Fred Wood.
Hi.
Fred.
I'm from the Bandcast.
Freddie Wood.
And other people from the Bandcast are here and refuse to be associated.
I do need to say that anything we say from the Communicast is not reflected by the Bandcast.
Yeah.
So I say something like fuck, and give me a noun, it probably doesn't apply to them.
I am like a sad stand-in for Tom.
Yeah, we lost Tom in Houston.
We lost Tom in Houston.
Stop saying that.
He's not dead. Sorry, yeah. That
He's
should
not
be...
dead. We physically lost him.
He's just not here. Should be. Aw.
Oh yeah, the Mario Party time, we were saying fuck you, Tom, the entire night.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, we were.
I got angry.
Oh, I thought you were saying fuck yeah, Tom.
No, fuck you, Tom.
Like, fuck yeah, Tom.
No, I was like, no, fuck you, Tom.
Sorry, I'm just gonna have some Coke.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's not Coke, but okay. It's Beppis. We agree.
Beepus?
Beepis.
Where's all the Beepus?
I don't know. So yeah, the Communicast is a multimedia podcast. We do talk about anime, video games, movies, whatever really is on our mind.
Please name the medias that the multi is.
Are you gonna be that guy?
Yeah.
Like PowerPoint.
All right.
Excel.
Wait,
Word.
really? You release your podcast in Excel format?
Yes. Dude,
All right.
I can make my podcast into a
It makes a real goddamn good pie chart.
I can make a really good JPEG for you right now if I want to.
It's really good to organize my thoughts.
Yeah, but we do a podcast almost weekly. We miss a couple weeks. We're not like the Bandcast who is like on point every week.
Wow. Sorry, I thought I was on blast. Never mind, thank you.
Yeah, I was giving you a backhanded compliment, fucker.
It is definitely backhanded.
You should watch the Bandcast, folks. It's a great show.
It's also not like a video show. It's an audio, so you can't watch it.
Oh, well, I mean that's what.
Listen.
Oh, are you?
Sorry, John. I'm here to like give you shit.
Are you
Sorry.
gonna be a sassy little
How you doing,
boy?
Tori?
Are you gonna be a sassy pants today?
We saw Wonder Woman. That was fun.
Yes.
Are we just gonna talk about Wonder Woman now?
No. This is not.
He's a stinker.
This is not Wonder Woman cast.
Okay.
This is not spoilers for Wonder Woman.
The
please.
first 4/5 of that movie were like amazing. And then the last fifth was Dragon Ball Z.
Where do you get 4/5 from? It's like three. It's like.
No, it was the fifth act. It was weirdly a
fifth act.
5-act movie.
I
I don't
guess.
understand.
All right, well let's get to the point of the show because we're just talking about Wonder Woman.
What's the point of the show?
We're here to make. Fuck you! I just lost my train of
Didn't
thought.
do anything.
God damn it!
You witnessed this. I did nothing.
We are here to entertain you and take questions from y'all about whatever you want to talk about. You had a question, and we were so really interrupted by Fred Wood.
I shook your hand.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. What was your name?
Shut up.
Shut up is not the Christian name that I expected, but okay.
So, can you repeat your question? Do you want to get close to the mic and actually ask your question so we can actually pick up the question?
Sure, no problem. I'm trying not to mouthfuck it as you guys call it. But I just wanted to ask what your thoughts were on Nier Automata.
Automata.
Yeah, there you go.
Automata. It's automata.
Automata.
No, it's automata.
Fuck you.
Like, what do you call an automaton? An automaton.
Okay, whatever.
It's automata.
Okay.
It's a tongue twister. Anyway, so I just wanted
Hakuna Matata.
whoever has actually played it to completion, I don't know how many of you that actually is, what your thoughts were on it, especially the storytelling aspects of it, because For me, I'm, I don't know if they can see, I'm dressed as Joker from Persona 5. I love Persona 5, but I think the best storytelling for video games of this year was from Nier. And
Okay.
I firmly believe that.
Have you played it, John?
Yes, I finished it.
Oh, cool. Wait, did you finish it all 5 times?
No.
Then you didn't even get close to finishing it.
Well, I finished it 3 times.
Oh, 3 times. Okay.
I've finished it 3 times. I haven't done everything yet.
Okay.
Hi guys, how are y'all doing?
Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
So,
Please take a
Tori,
seat.
I'm pretty sure you've never heard of Nier
Automata?
Okay,
Automatic
I've
Tomato.
actually heard of it. Is it by the same people who made Robotic Notes? And
Not
even
That's that's Steins Gate and all that. That's the side
Right.
adventure
That's
series.
trash.
Right, that's something else.
Get fucked.
But I knew it's one of those
John.
where it's like, oh yeah, you haven't played the game, but there's like 1,000 different timelines, or is that
Kind of.
Okay, so do you want to take over, Fred, on this one, or do you
Yeah,
want
let me just explain what Nier Automata is, just for the sake of. So there was a game called Drakengard that had 5 full endings. One of them was kind of a joke ending that was insanely difficult to get to and just much harder to beat. It was a weird, like, kind of poorly put together action RPG that turned into a rhythm game at the end for some reason, and it ended with like the most ridiculous joke ending. So they made a Drakengard 2 and 3, but Nier is the sequel to that joke ending. And then Nier Automata takes place, I think, like 3,000 years in the future after Nier. So none of that matters. Anyways, Nier Automata is maybe one of the greatest stories told in a video game. And I know that that sounds weird, because it is.
just to add on to it, so if our friend Mike was here, he'd probably be like jerking himself off right now.
He hasn't played Nier Automata yet.
Oh no, but he'd be like talking about Drakengard.
Oh, Drakengard and Nier, yeah. Yoko Taro is the creator of it. He's brilliant and insane.
See, so my level of entry was only on Nier, and when I jumped into Nier Automata, fuck you, I was just like, what? Why is there a cute robot girl, and why do I feel weird about her?
Because they have a weird blend between sexuality and violence, and it's something that the robots have in their brain.
I mean, I know.
I
but
mean, that's the reason.
I mean, but
I had forgotten. Somebody reminded me recently.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, Fred, her thighs.
I'm married.
Well, look, Fred, you can do gestures. No one can hear you do a gesture.
I don't need to. It was nice.
Nice.
That game has real-time water drying physics on skin and
man.
leather.
Shit, where's my towel? Oh, fuck, I lost it.
It's covered in Coke at the booth right now.
Coke or Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Beepus.
Beepus. My level of entry to that game was kind of rough, and jumping into your Automata.
Tomato.
Automatic Tomato, there you go. I was very impressed. I kind of had that idea that this game's going to have 26 endings, apparently.
Yeah, only 5 of them are actual endings, though.
Yes, 5 of
the
them
rest
are-
are jokes. One is a McElroy joke, which is fucking hilarious. Because Justin McElroy gave the first Nier a bad review because he couldn't get past the shitty fishing minigame. And so there's an ending in the game where if you eat a mackerel, which is close to McElroy, it gives you an immediate game over and poisons the main character. So,
Well, shit, I have
pretty
not,
good.
I have not done that.
Yeah, no, it's a dumb one.
I mean, I figured, why would I eat a fish? I'm a robot.
If you take a left at the beginning of the second game or playthrough, you get an ending, and a fucking game over. It's infuriating. It's like there are 26 endings. Almost all of them are dumb.
I remember playing that
But
game.
that's great.
There's a part of the segment where it's like, oh, the city's getting fucked, and you're in this robot city. Go left or right. I was like, well, I want to go back and farm for this box and kill these robots in the carnival. I went to the carnival. Game over. Everyone got fucked, and I was like, what? I
Like-
didn't know that would be like an ending.
Yoko Taro likes to do things that you can only do in video games. Like Nier Automata is a weird story that could actually only be told through games. Like if you watch a Let's Play, it doesn't do quite the same. They couldn't make a movie out of it. It couldn't be a comic or a book. Like it has to be a video game. It does things with the formula that like no other game has done. And I can't get into any of them without spoiling like key points in the story.
It's extremely.
It's so good.
I could spoil a lot, and I don't want to. But everything in the game lends itself to a great narrative. So
Yeah. But the kind of like weird shit that Yoko Taro will do is like, there's a place called a cheat shop where you can buy achievements, or trophies, I guess, specifically trophies.
Yeah.
So that way you don't have to like do the trophies. It's Yoko Taro's commentary that like all of that is stupid bullshit anyways. He's like, I don't care if you get these stupid trophies. Just go fucking buy them. I had to put them in the game.
Just play the game, enjoy
Yeah.
it.
And I don't know. It was a super emotional ending. All of the first 5 endings
I mean,
are
for
super
you,
duper
I
emotional.
mean, you're a big baby.
I didn't say I cried. They just made me feel. Tears coming out of my eyes constantly.
Excuse me. We'll take another question from the audience. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't start off as a question, but I like your shirt.
Thanks. Sanchi used to have the Persona 4 license. They have the Persona 4 license.
Good job.
They used to have the Disgaea 4 license. They don't have it anymore. It's a discontinued Sanchi shirt. They make good
That's a
stuff.
nice shirt.
Thank
but
you.
My question will follow up to that is, I assume you played Disgaea because you don't.
What's Disgaea? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Have any of you, other of you guys played Disgaea?
Ooh. I've played a bit of this Gaia 5 after seeing you play it.
Did you get the PC version, Switch or PS4 version?
PS4 version.
Okay.
I hated it. Honestly.
That's fair.
I
It's not for everybody.
it just felt really like,
Much like Nier, it's not for everybody.
oh no. From when I played it, it reminded me of like a tactics game, but like Tactics Light, and
Nope.
that was for me.
Characters can get to level 9,999 and do 10 billion damage. Like,
Okay.
And it's all calculated on like a billion different individual things.
Okay,
It is so far from light.
Okay,
John.
let me give you my counter argument, Fred. Before
All
you
right,
fucking
sorry, go
rip
ahead.
my asshole in you. See, I had this experience of playing like these tactics games like Final Fantasy, War of the Lions, and I played Fire Emblem. So I'm like, okay, I'm used to these more strategic games where you have to make sure everything goes there. This guy kind of just felt like this wacky, zany
Yeah.
environment that I'm just not savory to. I'm just like,
I would say that Disgaea is a lot more accessible than something like Final Fantasy Tactics. And it appears incredibly simple at first, but then like inside of that zaniness, there's a whole bunch of like weird systems you can do.
Extremely complex.
Yeah.
That turns off a lot of people.
Yeah,
Because
like
every weapon within every weapon that you get in the game, there's an item roll within the weapon to make it stronger.
you can literally play 9,999 levels
You can go
inside
through that
each
item
weapon.
several thousands of times
Yeah.
just to make it more powerful.
It's insane.
I just didn't.
But
like
that's
it.
fair. Yeah.
Also, like,
Played Disgaea 1. It's really good. All of the stories after that were kind of dumb. They're fun, but dumb.
You're dumb.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The first Disgaea story is good, but the gameplay is so mind-numbing after you played the newer ones because it's just so slow compared to the new ones.
Agreed. Entirely.
I don't know. I think it's also the art style. I just don't like it. Like the most recent games, they have like this weird jumbo head style and like weird.
It's anime.
I mean, I don't like. Oh fuck.
We're
you.
at an anime convention,
I don't like.
John.
I don't like anime.
That's not true.
Oh, look, if I play Fire Emblem,
Where's
like,
your fucking Genji pillow?
fuck you. Look, he's not anime. He's a video game.
Overwatch is anime.
No, it's not. I mean, what?
An Overwatch anime.
Oh no.
I'd Overwatch it. Yeah.
I'd Overwatch it.
Are you proud of yourself?
Not at all.
Good job. Good job. Good job, Fred.
We need a question that Tori can answer.
Yeah. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Hey, you're back.
Oh yeah.
18 and up, I was
Yeah.
gonna ask, what's your guys' favorite hentai then?
Oh! Oh boy! Oh God, Tori's got a
Levi,
story.
please don't judge me.
Tori's got a story.
Oh.
Which story?
No, the one you recommended everyone to watch that was the equivalent of scat and just like this
No,
torture porn.
I didn't recommend it. Tom recommended it, and
Bull-
I took him
bullshit.
on it. I took him on it.
Bullshit. I will go back on the recordings and I will look for it and it's you say.
It was Tom's idea. I
I'll-
swear.
I'll look for this.
It was Euphoria. Okay.
Has anyone ever heard of Euphoria?
Okay. They actually.
Porn with a plot too.
Yeah, exactly. Because I came in there like late for that panel, and just as I walked in, I was like, "Oh, I wonder if they're going to talk about." And as soon as I walked in, Euphoria was on the screen, and I literally went, "Yes!"
So Tori, do you
And I
want
took my seat.
do you want to explain what Euphoria is to the lovely viewers
Okay,
who
so
are
if you were not at
privy
the
to it?
Again,
porn
not
with-
viewers, listeners.
Okay, so if you were not at Porn with the Plot 2 yesterday, she explained it a lot better than I did. It's basically about, it's kind of like a Hunger Games setting, in that it's one boy and like 5 girls, and like they have
Oh,
to get
yeah.
together. And
Wait,
Yeah,
the
have
Hunger
to have
Games
sex.
is about Wait, all right. I need you
It
to.
reminded me of the Hunger Games because it's like you have to do this or else
Okay,
you won't.
Oh, okay,
Go on,
gotcha. Gotcha.
Or
Yeah.
Saw. It's like Saw.
It's like a lock.
Exactly,
yeah,
because
trap,
they're like
yeah.
locked, they're trapped, and to get to the next room, they have to have sex in different degrading ways because there's different rules. And it's one boy, the most basic, cardboard high school guy who is like no personality whatsoever, but all the girls love him for some reason. And it's like four of his fellow students of different ages and a teacher. And I watched all 6 episodes of the OVA because I was disgusted, but I was also fascinated because I'm like, well, shoot, now I got to see how this is going to go. And the thing is with the OVA is that like the first 3 episodes kind of follow one another, but then the last 3 episodes are like the different endings, so they don't match up.
I've got one.
But once you know that they're the different endings to the game, then it makes sense that it's restarting the whole time. And I couldn't stop watching it, and I loved it. Even the nasty parts, I'm like, okay, I don't like that, but it didn't turn me off all the way. I'm like, well, I'll see if they do better next time.
Like 12 years ago at A-Kon, I went to Hentai Fest, and I'd never been to a Hentai Fest. It was the last Hentai Fest I went to. And they played this one called The Living Sex Toy, which is fucking hilarious. The concept of it is like this dude gets like drugged by a bunch of girls and then gang raped and then left in a cardboard box naked in front of a train with like a suicide note on his shoes. And he like wakes up before he gets hit by the train and then like finds the suicide note next to his shoes. He's like, I wasn't gonna kill myself, and it's like really poorly acted and written and everything.
Is this in English or?
I watched the dub.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched the dub of a fucking hentai. And
boy.
so the structure of it was funny because it's all about him trying to get revenge on these girls and figure out who was the one that like did it to him. First girl he finds, has sex with, and she's like, I'm gonna help you. And then from that point onwards, it's like they're going to a girl and then having sex with her, and she's like, I'm sorry, but the person who gang raped you is in another castle. And then like they're left in a cardboard box in front of a public location, like naked and sex crazed or whatever. And it goes on and on. And like I stuck around for like the first 6 episodes or something like that. I was like, this is dumb. And then I stopped watching it and went home.
And that's the best example. That's
That is the
favorite.
only example I've got. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Not a big hentai fan.
So I had
clean.
to go onto hentaihaven.org to find my. Look, I'm not ashamed. I look at hentai because I'm a lonely, lonely man in my lonely, lonely home. Hi.
Let's talk more about the hentai you really enjoy, John.
Yeah. So,
In front of these new friends you've got.
yes, hi, new friends. So there's a couple I always go to. I had to look up on my phone.
He's looking up the name. He's got it bookmarked, but he doesn't remember what it's called.
No, Fred, I have it on my phone, like right here. You look.
Oh, there it is.
Bad.
That is bad, but I'm just saying, Brett, it's here. One of the ones I used to watch a lot was called Mankitsu Happening. Has anyone ever heard of that one?
No, tell us.
So, Mankitsu Happening takes the premise that every hentai boy ever is like, oh, I'm gonna go work at a manga cafe, but in previous endeavors, I have this magical like curse that if I happen to see a girl in a lewd position or in a romantic position, we automatically fuck. Like, no shit. It's just like, I walked in on this girl while she was in the bathroom by accident. We're gonna fuck.
I know I'm looking down at my phone and shaking my head, but I'm not shaking my head at my phone. I'm shaking my head at him. I feel like that's important to know.
No, you're looking at porn.
I'm texting my wife
Okay.
about porn.
So, the premise is this main character goes like, I lost my job because I fucked my boss. And it's like, okay, yeah.
That is actually,
That's
that's
not the way to
super
keep your
relatable.
job.
Yeah.
No, like apparently his boss got so pissed at him that she fired him. It makes no sense. And the first episode makes no sense. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna work at a manga cafe. And then he works at a manga cafe, and then like all these girls just happen to wind up meeting him and they fuck. The funniest one I think is his supervisor. So he's like, hey, I need to let you know you're really hot, but if I have this problem.
I have this problem where I have sex with people and then get fired.
Yes, literally that's what he says.
Jesus.
He goes like, I literally have this problem that if I happen to see a girl, stuff tends to happen, and it's like, what?
That's something a psychopath says.
No. So it plays out in the opposite way. Instead of where he's just like trying to like work a normal life and have a job, this coworker is like fucking on him like flies on shit and looking for that opportunity. So then he goes into the bathroom to take a piss, and he's like, do. The supervisor goes, I'm doing a mandatory clean check on him while he has his dick out. And he's like, oh God, no, my piss. And he slips and falls on her, and somehow his dick is in her mouth. And she's just giving him a blowjob, and I'm like, what? No, it winds up that way, and then it just ends up going to this whole premise that every girl he meets, like his childhood best friend, is in the room, and they just happen to fuck.
Oh.
And there's a
As you do.
There's always a childhood best
and then is a popular idol who happens to catch him because she had like a soda spill on her shirt.
Has anybody seen this?
I what?
You probably have seen this.
All right.
And it's terrible. The other one I also watch is where's the other one I used to watch? I gotta go. Oh, this one's really bad. I'll abstain from saying
Again, the
that.
question was, what was your favorite?
Okay, my favorite though is Watashi go Toriko ni nate yaru. Basically, small frail boy fucks really good athletic girl.
Not.
I do know that one.
You know that one.
Oh.
I know we need Jesus.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, let's go to the next question, because I'm going to stop.
Because this is not the bad fan fiction panel.
Yeah, let's go to the next
anymore.
question. Anyone have a question for us? No?
Any other questions?
Anything? It could be anything.
Yes.
So how does the Steins Gate anime compare to the video game?
Why did you ask that question?
So,
You mentioned Steins Gate earlier.
so here's the thing. Steins Gate is like my favorite time travel story ever. Sorry, Levi. Like, it's really, really good. What?
No, I'm asking for water.
Oh,
Yes.
did you run out?
Yeah.
The Steins Gate anime is not as good, but it's a really good interpretation of a 24-hour long game. And it only follows one of the plot lines. There are so many different, interesting, like, way off the beaten path endings. Like, you know how normally when you get an alternate ending in a game, it's kind of like, oh, well, this character died and this one didn't. It's like, well, World War III happened in this version, or like, well, this one, like, you changed the fact that this character grew up to be a woman, and like, she ended up like changing the entire history of mankind, and blah, blah, blah. Like, the game is a lot deeper, but if you are just looking for an anime, definitely watch it. The dub has really good actors, and it's really poorly translated. They changed a lot of the characterization of the characters, who they say shit that they would absolutely never say.
Isn't the main protagonist like a big asshole? But in anime?
He's a big asshole, and it, like, when I first watched this, I was on a plane. I had loaded up 8 episodes. I was like, well, this is the only thing I brought, but I've heard it's very good. The first, like, 3 episodes I hated so much. But much like Stockholm Syndrome, it really got to me after a little while. It's nice.
It's just you and me.
I wouldn't.
hustling, so.
Yeah, I would not have given the show a chance, but because this main character is so unlikable. But the things that happen to this main character end up like actually influencing and changing, and there's actual character growth in an anime for once. Like, it's phenomenal. It's really, really good. And the method of time travel is something unlike I've seen in anything else. It's scientifically interesting, not at all realistic
Microwaves.
whatsoever.
How do they work?
It's not microwaves. It's using microwaves to send small bits of data back into the past.
Microwaves. How do they work?
It's on flip phones.
I know. I know. I thought the premise was like terrible.
It is. It's a bad premise and a bad start.
Especially with the banana whole thing. Like, oh, this banana got fucked.
Well, that's just how they observed that history has changed.
Yeah.
It was like they noticed, oh wait, why are the bananas like made of gel and have lost like their structure? It's interesting. It's really interesting. Watch it. It's good. And then go buy the Vita game, and then buy a Vita.
Then watch Chaos. Then you should go watch. You should watch. Go watch Chaos Child. That's.
Yeah, Chaos Child is in the same storyline.
It's a bit of a mess. The anime though.
Oh yeah, don't watch the anime.
Yeah.
Watch a Let's Play of the game.
All right. Another question for anybody? From anybody?
You've got a Vita, my man.
Oh,
I'm releasing a Vita game later this year, so hell yeah.
that's like you're like the other person.
You'll be
in
one of the
Texas.
3 people that can buy it.
Yeah.
I have a question, but I don't want to hog.
No, God, dude.
Nah, don't
We have a big audience to hug.
Okay, well,
The slow turnaround of everybody in the audience, like,
Like,
Why did you all go?
did people show up? Then I didn't notice.
What's up?
I had a couple, but I'm just gonna throw one out there, and I was gonna say, but first, before this helps decide which question I'm gonna throw at you. How often do you guys go to cons and conventions around? Just
Okay, that's
A lot.
That's a good question.
I go to like maybe 2, 3 a year, maybe once a season.
Let me just throw out the ones I go to.
I've been going since I've been 14
a
though, so
number.
it's been a long
Hold
time.
on. 1,
Consider
2,
myself quite
3,
experienced.
4, 5, 6, 7 cons a year, maybe?
My record was 22 in 1 year.
Fuck off.
It was for work.
Oh, okay, well.
Nowadays, I do like 9 or 10 a year.
I do about 7 comfortably, but I only really do stuff in this con.
Yeah. San Japan's my favorite.
okay, and I'm assuming you guys have been doing this for a while.
Ooh. The podcast?
The podcast?
Yeah, a couple years, right?
Yeah.
Our
Podcast
podcast has been around for 2 years now, almost 2 years. So
I think
we've
it's been approaching 3.
Yeah,
'Cause I
and
was still in college.
And this
when
is
we
your
started.
second live show at San Japan.
okay, maybe 3.
Yeah, I'd say about 3.
Okay, well we don't count the pilot episode because the pilot didn't count.
I know.
Okay,
I
that
wasn't
was
a part of
one
that.
fucking week. Like, that's not a
Well,
year.
no, it was like 6 months after the pilot.
All right, fair enough.
So
So I guess what was the question?
yeah,
Okay.
I was going to ask, earlier actually, there was a panel that I was a member of the audience for, basically talking about how cons have this new stigma, where essentially they're very much like, the example was high school cliques, where it's like, you can't just casually approach someone and have a conversation, because it comes off as creepy, and in the past there have been creeps, and that's created the stigma, and I just wanted y'all's opinion on it, just in general.
okay.
I feel like it's because cons have gotten so big that, okay, one, it's no longer the tiny little intimate, like underground cons that they used to be, where everyone who joined had one thing in common. Now that they're bigger, when things get bigger, yeah, it can get a little bit cliquish, especially between fandoms. Because I remember, okay, I'll admit it, me and John were in the Hitalia fandom for several years,
Trash.
and well,
No, it's good.
While
No, it's serious.
I'm always gonna love those people, it got really cliquish, almost like really fast, because it was the same. Especially because, like, when you guys are a group of friends, you start relationships with each other. Some people start to date with each other, which is normal. But then they break up with each other, and then they start dating the other people in the group, and then there's.
And it becomes really incestuous after a certain point.
Yeah, it's like con incest.
Con of Thrones.
Con of Thrones. Yes, it becomes a con of Thrones.
with a little less fisting. Just a little.
I don't get where fisting comes into play.
I like Star, the tech behind the audience, is like snickering to herself.
Yeah.
Hi, Star.
But when cons get really big, yeah, some of them get cliquish. But if you just look around, you find one thing, 2 things that you like, you'll find people who are interested in that, and you might find your own little, maybe not like a sassy clique, but you'll find a group of friends. Because that's how I found my friends. That's how I found John, who introduced me to Fred here, and Tom. Like, basically, I'm only connected to everyone else through John. And I met my best friend in the Hitalia fandom, so yeah, it does happen, but it doesn't mean clique as in bad. It means that
Yeah.
you start to form friends who have their own little circle.
San
If you
Japan-
can find that circle, there's always time to find your own circle.
San Japan has like 25,000 attendees.
Fuck.
The idea that like you can't come to a convention and make new friends when there are 25,000 people here, like that's ridiculous. Like, yeah, there are these cliques, but these cliques are, it's less that they're cliques. Cliques is like a more closed off thing, like you can't join us. It's that there are like these big groups of people who like share this love for this thing. And you're right, because it's so big, like it used to be like, I'm the outcast at school that likes anime. I found about 2,000 other people that like anime also, and now we are de facto friends. Now it's like, well, I like Undertale. I like Italia. I like Garbage. I don't know. I can't name anything else.
I love
and so, yeah, the band Garbage, like, they have groups. And so, like, now it's like, they've got all these fan panels, which I don't know. When fan panels started, I was like, well, that's weird. I'm like a professional, and I should get a panel. But no, like, it's cool, because if you go to a fan panel, all of a sudden you're in a group of these other people who like that specific thing that you like. And the idea that you might be creepy to somebody at those things, like, yeah, like, anime conventions have the most awkward people per capita of any square foot on the planet. Like, that's just the case.
More than school.
Like, that's okay, but we're all socially awkward. Some more, some less. And so, if somebody's like a dick to you because you're socially awkward, they're probably not that cool. The people who are a little more accepting of you being socially awkward, those are going to be the friends. Mike from the Bandcast, I met him at an anime convention. He was just a dude dressed up as Knives from Trigun who was in front of my booth as I'm selling little crappy art prints. And now he was one of the best men at my wedding. Like, anime conventions are the most accessible place to meet people who want to meet people, I think.
Just on that, I feel like what they've said is pretty much the core of what I was going to say. Just like, you find your niche in these anime communities. Just like if you happen to like Berserk, or if you like Gundam, or I don't know, if you like furries.
Yeah.
I mean,
They've got whole cons for that.
oh God, no.
I passed by the furry, fan get-together because that room where the get-togethers happen is right next to the elevators and the escalators, and right as I was going down, all the furries came out.
That's terrifying.
I'm not going to yuck any yums. The furries are neat. They've got a lot of money, and I don't know where it comes from. Those
I
costumes
feel
are
a lot
fucking
better once
expensive.
I know the
Okay,
people under
can I-
the
can I-
Maybe I do know where that money comes from now that I think about it.
Can I go off on a tangent really quick?
Yeah, go for it. Are you gonna shit on furries?
No, like there's this legit thing I saw. So there's this whole thing about this surgeon who is a closet furry who makes so much money he can buy furry OC prints or porn of his OC and another OC just fucking. But he spent I think they said was $250,000 on furry porn just for his personal collection.
I mean, he's a doctor.
I know,
Yeah,
but I'm just
he can
like,
do
What are
whatever
you
he
gonna
wants.
say?
I'm not shitting on him. I'm just like,
Nah,
goddamn.
I've got a friend who makes furry costumes for a living, and what a living it is. He's swimming in it, and that's what I'm saying is
They'll
like
pay a lot of money.
those costumes are expensive, and I guess you should probably install some fans and shit in there, so you need some electronics, so it gets real expensive.
On that note, yeah, I mean, it's a niche community. You have your niche communities at cons. It's just a matter of you find people at cons you like, you hang out with them, you get to know them. It's just a natural progression. I was not only a fan of Fred, and I was super awkward at first, and then now we're
At first.
Wow, thank you, Fred.
I'm sorry, it's a joke, and I love you.
No, you don't, you fucking liar.
Moving on.
Okay, I met Fred, and then we just started hanging out and becoming friends. Then he slowly learned that I'm a shitlord, and so. But yeah, I mean, even at that, most of my friends, one of the main reasons I even come to Japan is just to meet my niche, my clique of friends. Sorry to use clique, but I have a group of friends I always hang out with, and I always try to meet more people and hang out with them just by being me and not trying to be that guy at the con. I mean, I had this whole thing about getting angry yesterday because there was a panel saying how to not be that guy, and I was like, well, are you trying to stigmatize being that guy at the con? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, it meant the creeps, the invasive.
Oh, yeah.
okay, I guess I don't know. I just felt like it's a little.
It is weird to do a panel where you're like, hey, we're going to tell you how to be better than who you are right now. That's a little shitty.
It's a little shitty, but I'm just like, you know what? It could have said, how to be more sociable, how to be more social at cons.
Yeah. Once you start throwing phrases like "don't be that guy," it's like, well, that's a little judgmental, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little judgmental, but
Yeah.
at the end of
It's
the
like
day,
who's showing up to that panel? People who agree with you, or people who are that guy and are trying to learn not to be that guy.
I mean, there was literally a guy yesterday who told me.
Also, I know that lady a lot of the time too, so that's a little
Milady?
gender focused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy yesterday who came to the Mario Party panel and goes, I'm really socially awkward. I don't know if I should go to this panel or your panel or this panel. And I'm like, if you go to my panel, you're going to have fun. If you go to this panel, you're going to get lectured. He had a great time. I think he walked out with 2 people, so.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah,
mean-
everybody at the end of this panel should turn to the person next to them and try to become friends with them.
I mean,
If you're not already
Unless your friend's over here. Oh, by the
I can't
way,
want you to learn each other's
By the way,
names, where you're from, and give one fact about each other.
I do want to ask, are you Froppy from My Hair? Come up, I want to give you a prize because that's just adorable.
That's the
Does that come
prize.
here?
It's a good
Right,
prize.
you get a copy of Madden 96. I mean, you're in a sport. You're a cheerleader, so in sports cheerleading. It's
Well
something.
done.
I got rid of it, Fred.
It's a badass costume, though. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I just thought it was really cute and like it's like relevant to sports. Anyone got a question for us?
Yeah. Does anybody have a question?
I guess I got one. So,
You're next, Macho Man. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I haven't actually heard of you guys before today. I mean,
That's fair.
That's normal.
Then again, I don't do social media. I don't know jack shit. But I was just curious, what inspired you guys to get started doing this podcast?
Okay, so I think Fred should start with his inspiration for the podcast,
Really?
and then I'll jump into how I started mine.
Okay. There is a podcast called My Brother, and Me, which is a really funny advice show by three really awkward brothers who, over the course of like 6 years, learned to not be so awkward and became like bastions of positivity. And me and some of my best friends were like, hey, let's do what they did, which is a podcast to become closer. For them, it's brothers who want to keep in touch, and for us, it's like friends who want to keep in touch. And then we did some live shows and stuff that were hilarious and fun. We invented a dumb toy one time. Like, it's cool. It's all self-fulfilling. It's not. We finally came up with a good tagline, I think, which is not here for the fame, barely here at all. And I couldn't think of anything that's like more apt for our podcast. What about you, John?
So, I got inspired by your podcast, a podcast of three brothers who got together,
That's not entirely incorrect, I guess.
of three guys who kind of just like shot the stick and talked about their daily lives and try to like open people up to new venues. But I wanted to go on the more volatile side and be more not so PC, which we disagree on sometimes on what.
That's
we should do.
okay.
I mean, but we're friends, I guess.
We do an 18 and up panel whenever we do the bandcast, but it's because we like to say fuck a lot, and we talked about fisting like a good deal last night.
Yeah, because you two didn't.
We didn't understand what they meant.
Oh, like something about, was that the donut or the
Yeah, it
like,
said a
question?
wrist and a donut. I figured, okay, they must be talking about fisting.
But I mean,
They were not talking about fisting, it turned out.
What was he
so.
talking?
He was saying he had a big dick.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
get it.
Thank you, collective
I'm like,
confusion.
wait, are you wearing the donut as a bracelet?
No. He's very large and he's in a new
And in charge.
relationship, and they are trying to find a way to like make it fit. Work. I mean, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, we're like, okay.
just spit on it.
I was,
You're welcome, Fred.
The answer was lubricant, but like
yeah.
a lubricant and communication, which will solve like everything from a broken car to a fight.
I mean, Greco-Roman wrestling.
No, I mean like communication
Oh,
is the way to break up a fight. Sorry.
I meant like
With a
Yeah.
full handle lube.
Lubricant and or communication. Sorry, yes.
I mean, for a fight, I mean both. Oh, whatever.
Lubrication does make fights better.
Oh,
Oil wrestling.
I mean, but yeah, on this, just like in general with the podcast, I kind of just had this idea with. I originally had a different set of people for the podcast, and we was originally called the Whip Podcast because I could not think of a name. So we used to play
It's
on
a
the
bad
show.
name.
It was a really bad name.
Like 10 other podcasts had that name,
Yep.
as it turns
And
out.
it was called the Work in Progress Podcast, and then we just had a rotating cast of people, and then we settled into Communicast because we're focused on the community. And yeah, we're going 2.5 years strong now, so we're something. So yeah. No, anyone got a question?
We had a Macho Man.
Macho Man.
Oh, yeah, so basically, like, the first time hearing you guys this week, glad to hear you guys and meet you guys. But the thing I wanted to ask is, so since you guys are doing your podcast and I'm probably new to your guys' podcast and all that, what am I supposed to expect?
Oh,
What do you expect from the
Expect
communication?
a lot of video game talk from Tom, who's not here, and John and Ryan. And when it comes to movies, because every time there's new movies, like especially comic book movies, I normally love them most of the time. The only exception seem to be Spider-Man. And
you're wrong in hating Spider-Man, and you know it.
you're wrong in hating Wonder Woman, so
No,
it's fair.
no. I never said I hated Wonder Woman. I said the final part of the movie is complete shit, and it ruins the movie.
It
It doesn't ruin the movie.
That's the
It
thing.
does lessen the film.
It lessens the film, yeah.
but it doesn't
oh
ruin
well.
it. That's ridiculous.
Well, a lot of Spider-Man lessened it for me, like every little bit. I was liking it, and then he'd just be a little baby, little whiny baby.
Yeah, it
and
was
I
weird
hated
that
it.
he was
Worse
so
than
young.
Toby.
This is what you expect from the podcast, by the way, is this argument right
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yeah.
You argue. That's the thing. Expect arguing, but like
It's a conversation.
it's funny. It's like it's when friends argue,
We debate a lot. We argue and debate about stuff.
but it's
whether-
not like with set points. It's-
On my side, you really get the anime perspective because I'm like the worst in anime. I have a premium access Crunchyroll account that I have not paid for in 2 years because I'm on a credit card that is a friend's, and he does not check a credit card at all.
That's how I had my Xbox Live account. for a
I don't
couple
want to
of
get
years.
hit. If anyone listens to this recording, I'm sorry. I don't want to get banned Crunchyroll.
so everyone's gonna check their credit right now.
The 61 subscribers are going to check all their credit cards right now.
Did I lend John my account that one time? Did he get a picture of my credit card?
Yeah, did I just like get a piece of paper and just scratch the numbers on there?
You did like, you know, where you go with the little Conte crayon and stuff? And you do
That's
like
what I call it.
Yeah.
I literally watch anything on Crunchyroll, and I also I support the official release, but I do used to go on Kiss.
Sorry,
Anime.
the Team 4-Star panel is going on in the other room right now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's why there's no one here.
Well,
there's no one. There's,
fuck
like-
that. You guys are here and
Like
you're not no one.
10
Thank
Yeah.
you.
More than 10. More
you guys
than
are
10.
you guys are
yes.
cool. I watch any anime, and I also am the manga guy, so I read manga and watch anime. So I'm the biggest fucking weeb on the podcast next to Tom. So if you want like any anime critique or anything like that, I will tell you, watch this shit or don't watch this shit, or watch it if you want to have a bad time. Like or Hajime no Gal, that's a fucking train wreck.
It's amazing.
That's a weird one.
No,
I
it's
ended
like-
up watching a couple episodes of that.
Fred, when
It's
the
fascinating.
when the loli has triple D's, I don't feel right about
Didn't-
myself.
What? Oh, yeah.
That
the childhood
loli-
friend.
Dude, that loli has like triple D's, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, where do I go with this? My pants are on, or do I keep them off?
Keep them on, because it's not.
Keep them around your ankles.
Just keep them at knee length, just
Knee
like.
length,
I'm
just in
saying,
case.
Chill in your MeUndies.
Like, am I ready to go, or am I gonna go?
I'm gonna go. What?
What? Oh yeah, please go.
I'm just
please,
kidding.
Please
I'm
leave.
kidding. Oh.
Anyone got another question? Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Hi.
I guess this is for all three of you, even though you don't play much video games from what I understand. What is each of your favorite video games thus far?
Oh God.
Well, I do
Cool.
have.
Right. As of right now, or overall?
What about like a genre maybe?
Yeah, I know it's a really broad question. I guess let's go the last 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's rough for me.
The game I spent the most time in the last 5 years was Destiny. I'm not saying it's the best video game of the last 5 years, but I did put like over 600 hours into that game.
I have a few weeks in.
In the last 5 years.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Risk of Rain. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, of course.
I was
Risk of Rain.
about to get mad at you. I was like, Fred.
Yeah, Risk of Rain is the best game in the last 5 years. It's perfect.
It's the best game.
It's a perfect video game, except for how it doesn't work multiplayer-wise.
It's the best game every year, all year.
Not this year. They didn't re-release it. Risk of Rain 2 looks so fucking good. Have you seen that shit? It's all in 3D. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
Save yourself from so much flack.
By not saying Destiny.
Bouncing off of Destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, game of the year.
Destiny 2 might get Game of the Year. I put a lot of time into that beta. It's real good.
In the last 5 years, so there was one game I played, like, no-lifed it for the longest time, and that was Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
I stopped playing it.
Wait, hold on. You shit on me for Destiny, and you're plotting him for Final Fantasy XIV.
It's a good game.
It's the same bullshit.
not. You need to get fucked and shut your whore mouth.
You're right. Sorry. One of them is a video game. The other is a fucking tactical chat simulator.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Final Fantasy XIV.
yeah, why are you so angry?
Because you guys shut on me for Destiny.
It's just a dance-a-thon.
It's a first-person shooter.
They dance and they make videos and they post them to YouTube and they're like, hey, this is...
Listen, if all of the Destiny that you're getting is from YouTube, then like, yeah, it's garbage, but I like to play my video games, not chat with people on the internet and call it a video game. Final Fantasy XIV.
What's up?
Do you play Final Fantasy 14 on PC or console?
Ooh.
Does that matter? Aren't they the same?
No, it does. It does, and I'm setting.
Graphics-wise, it does a little bit.
And
Okay, that's
also,
fair.
as I'm setting up myself for failure, I'm playing on PS4.
I was gonna say, does it look better than Final Fantasy XI, which is still going somehow?
That's something I don't even know how.
They just shut down the servers for PS2, which is crazy.
I liked Final Fantasy 14 for a good year and a half, like just trying to get everything out. And I feel like
Was that the first year and a half though? Before A Realm Reborn though? Like the literal trash fire?
No, I didn't. Okay, so
It became a video game after that point. Like I give it credit for that, but
So I played it before it became Realm Reborn, and then I played up until Realm Reborn, and then I stopped because I was like, I don't want to buy Heaven's Ward,
yeah.
and I didn't want to buy Stormblood because, fuck.
How much is the monthly subscription on that game?
Yes,
15 a month.
15 a month?
it's 15 a month.
Guys, we gotta stop doing this.
And then I would also put a lot of in-game money, in real life money, into the game. So
Well, that's bad.
It was
no.
very-
I'm just like I would love to like try it. I've got like the 30-day subscription thing, and it's like that's not enough. I need to give it like 6 months of like signing in. But like 6 times 15 is a lot of money for a video game.
and then
$90. Yes, I could do the math too.
6 times 15, it's so much. I'm like,
Becomes
90.
cheaper, but that's 15 if you just get it monthly each.
Okay,
But this is coming from a guy who was like really into World of Warcraft.
that's
So.
fair.
But then I dropped it after Cataclysm because that became a fucking nightmare. But what's up?
City of Heroes.
Never play City of Heroes.
Knife Dad.
My question: have you ever played EverQuest though?
Yes. So I liked Final Fantasy 14 for the longest time, trying to get my monk character to like to where I wanted him, and then I got sick of the game, and I was like, well, fuck this. I want to have a real life. Let's play Overwatch. Then I immediately sold Overwatch this past week because I'm sick of the bullshit.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, I
It's
do
okay.
actually have a favorite game within the last 5 years.
What you got?
Let's see. It's kind of a toss-up between Assassin's Creed 3, because I do like the Assassin's Creed series, although I kind of lost track after 4.
Was
Because they were
3
coming out every year.
4 was Black Flag, right?
4 was Black Flag.
That's interesting. Like 3 is the one that like most people dislike.
I know.
But
well,
that's
I
cool
love
if you
it
dig
'cause
it.
it's me.
That's
It's for me. It was made for me. Because I love the characters. I love the setting. Because I love historical things. But another game that I like was Bully, which is like
Hell yeah.
like Grand Theft Auto.
Bully
except
was
for
not in the last
Zelda.
5 years though.
That's true.
It got a
Yeah.
re-release.
But I
though.
played. It
that
did get
doesn't
re-released,
count.
though.
I mean, Destiny was releasing the.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck you.
We're in year 3, the year that it finally became a good video game.
I'm sorry.
Well, I played it 5
It felt
years
like
ago,
it felt like
so.
ages.
It does.
And
yeah.
I love that game because it's like, because I like Grand Theft Auto. Sometimes I like to watch it. I don't really play it, but Bully,
5 was
I
really
loved
good
it.
too. Did you ever get around to playing 5?
No.
It's
I watched
funky.
my cousin play it, and it's
Yeah.
funny because he was just like, "Wait, why are they all wearing jackets? Oh shit, it's a gang!" And then he just got mowed down. Fuck off.
That's a
And then
cool-ass game.
I like how you can order a helicopter and then shoot the pilot and get in the helicopter. Except you can only do that twice because when he tried to order a third helicopter, he's like, "What? They won't let me order." It says like your account's under review, like for the
That
company.
sucks.
And I'm like, yeah, maybe that's because you shoot their pilots. If you shoot their pilots, they don't send you any
So-
more helicopters.
Some notable mentions. I would argue Undertale is one of the most influential games
That's
of
true.
the
I
last 5
played it.
years.
You're
Yes.
just saying because that guy took
No, no,
off.
no. Undertale's fucking amazing. Like it's a really, really great game.
It is great. I played that one too. Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is a colossal success. That's it. No other good games in the last 5 years. Oh, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Ooh, fuck you.
Man, that was almost an
I've been
amazing
wanting
game.
to play the Metal Gear series. Like it actually interests me,
should.
but I got to start, and that means getting old consoles or just downloading those old files.
Yeah, you
to
can emulate.
somehow-
Actually, there is a PC version of 1, a bad PC version of 2, and
collection for the
yeah.
PS3.
2, 3, and
good.
Peace Walker on PS3. 4 is on Peace Walker as well. 1 you can get on PS3.
Yeah, surprisingly, my cousin who has all the video games doesn't have those. I'm like, dang, how am I
Gotcha.
supposed to play?
Yeah, you can play literally all of them on PS3.
Yeah, because I don't own.
Don't play 5 on PS3.
I used to have a Wii. It got stolen when my house was broken into. So
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
My honorable mention on my side, Gundam Breakers 3. If anyone's played that, it's a shitty Gundam game where you just make you.
You can't say best game and then say shitty Gundam.
No. It's really good for those who it's in that niche community who likes Gundam.
That's fine.
It's a really fun game. Because
Just own it though. Don't be like, oh, it's shitty.
No,
Be
it's-
like, I
it's-
fucking love this Gundam.
No, it is shitty.
John, say I love this fucking Gundam.
I love this
game.
fucking Gundam
Thank
game.
you. That's all I
Because
want.
for me, all it is like you get different mobile suits and you just kit bash them to make it work. So it's like,
Is it kind of like Armored Core in that sense, where it's?
it's not Armored Core because Armored Core is good. And we'll never get another one until
The best Metal Gear game is Endless Waltz on the Endless Duel on the Super Nintendo.
the best what game? Metal Gear game?
Sorry, the best Gundam game.
I was about to
Yeah,
say-
because I was like, okay.
Gundam's Metal Gear, same
like, I know.
You
thing.
just like went through four different timelines.
I'm very tired.
Of what?
It's been a long weekend.
Okay.
It's Saturday.
Anyone
Do you have
got
any other
another
games that you
question?
loved in the last 5 years? Just one.
I got one on Stripe. It's a smaller game. It's called Pinstripe, and it's about a pastor who is saving his daughter, his little 3-year-old daughter, from this black, creepy figure named Pinstripe, who takes her to this kind of like, dark underworld type place. It's hell, essentially. And it's very it's not Victorian style. It's more like 1920s style.
Cool.
And I really like it. And the character design is kind of Tim Burton-esque. And I really like that. I don't like edgy darkness. Well, it depends. There's a limit. There's like super edgy darkness. And then there's a little bit before that when it's like, it's still elegant. But there's
Elegant
dark
Darkness,
elements.
not
Elegant
the
darkness.
Shadow, or
Yeah.
the Darkness, or Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I like elegant darkness. I like darkness with class.
All right. You wanted another question. I'm
No,
sorry.
I was asking. I'm surprised you didn't put Sonic Mania on your list.
Oh, fuck. That's the best Sonic the Hedgehog game ever made. But it is not one of the best games in the last 5 years.
Okay. Next question.
I have a question. Do you guys have a question for any of us in the audience? That's my question.
Don't want to go into that field.
Okay.
Levi, what was the most influential game of the last 5 years for you? Fuck off. You know exactly who I'm talking
Levi.
to. Stop pretending. You there.
Talking to your jeans.
Levi Sutherland, everybody.
Most influential game of the last 5 years for you personally.
For me personally, I'm right along with Fred. I spent thousands of hours on
He literally spent
Literal
double the amount of time that I played Destiny. I don't know how that happened.
I 100%ed Risk of Rain probably 4 times.
He prestiged in a game that you can't prestige in.
I beat the game 100% and then deleted my save file so I could start over again.
Dedication.
Yeah, I think those are probably 2 of the tightest, best designed games out there. I think in terms
Destiny now.
yeah.
Destiny now, not 2 years
In
ago.
terms of mechanics, Destiny had it down pat from the beginning. What it forgot to add was story and meaningful progression after the end game.
Now it has one of
Now
those.
it has some of that,
Yeah.
sure.
Malore.
And Risk of Rain had that from the beginning,
And then broke
and then
multiplayer.
broke multiplayer.
Fuck, we had like probably hundreds of hours in that game, like
Yeah, I mean,
playing
I'm
multiplayer.
probably sitting at 500.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for the audience. What was your first con? When was it, and where was it?
God, Tori, no, it's a long question.
No, it isn't. It's a name
just-
and a place.
Yeah, name, year, city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you'd like to
if,
answer the
if you'd
question.
like to answer it.
Okay, we'll go
Okay, yeah.
this way and go that way.
Okay.
So start with you.
Here, 3 years ago, I've been here every year since.
Okay.
Nice. And the guy right there?
was in Japan 2 years ago. I was only here on Sunday because I was coming from Austin. And I saw everybody in cosplay costumes. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And they're like, oh, there's this convention going on right now. I'm like, really? When was it? And they're like, oh, today's the last day. I'm like, fuck.
And you, man?
So I only made it for the vendors, basically.
Gotcha. You, man?
Mine was MizooieCon.
Awesome.
4 years ago.
Woo!
And that was Our Lady of the Lake on the other side of San Antonio.
I was there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would go there. They didn't expect it to get so big. They're just like, we're just gonna have a little
It turned
college
into Mini
convention.
Minicon now,
They
right?
advertised
Or is it both?
too well.
Do both exist?
Both exist.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, both exist.
Here's-
Okay.
Joker.
RealmsCon this Christmas.
I love RealmsCon. I know.
Hold on.
I
Hold on. Hold on.
It-
RealmsCon used to be called by all of the guests Relaxicon. because it was the most baller time. You would just go to a hotel on the beach. I went 2 years ago during red tide. There were
It stunk.
there were
like
tens of
crazy.
thousands of dead fish on the beach. I will never go back.
Like something that rivaled the
It's not their fault, but I can't do
Go
that.
inside, there's constant. You
Yeah,
walk outside,
I don't know.
there's
I
stench of
remember
red tide.
going to that con, and the air was so painful.
It was
If you walked outside, you got this like this feel of like burning, and I'm just like,
and the humidity. I used
Oh,
to
you
live in
poor-
Corpus
you poor-
Christi. That's
you
why
poor
I'm
guys.
We want to move. They call it the Sparkling City by the Bay, but that's because of all the broken beer.
My wife and I went to that one
water is
for like a vacation. We're like, let's just go to a convention for fun. We've been doing this for over a decade. Let's go to one for fun. And it's on the beach. Cool. What's that smell? And then you were next, right?
Mine was also from Scott in Corpus, I think 2 years ago.
Cool.
2 years ago.
And you?
Mine was RealmsCon, the first one though.
We lived
Oh, cool. I went to that one. I helped
went to
plan the
second
first one.
So,
Yeah, that
or
one was
maybe the
really
third one.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And then they stopped being, small enough for hotels.
They didn't have enough money,
Yeah.
too. So,
Froppy, did you have your hand up?
Oh, yeah, I did. Mine was also Realms Con 6 years ago.
man, a lot of RealmsCon repping.
Well,
We all live in the same house.
All right, well, there you go. Cool.
Well, I also RealmsCon was my first
Oh, yeah?
convention. Yeah, but that was like 9 years ago.
Oh, I got a story
It
for
wasn't
my
the
first
first
one.
one. It was like the third one. I was 14 and I was excited, and so it'll always have a special place in my heart, even when it's shitty.
My
because the
first-
staff's like I know them and they're my friends.
My first was ACON 14 in 2004. Some of you might not have been
That's
born at that point,
13.
now that I think about it.
Well, that's 13. Who's less than 13?
Nah, that's true. Yeah, it's an
It's an
18 plus
18 plus
panel.
panel, so-
Some of you were
We're
fucking
in
5.
kindergarten, so
Did anyone else have their hand up for? Yeah, you just skipped them, guys.
No, I just,
okay.
you were talking too?
RealmsCon 2013.
Okay.
13.
Word.
right?
Sir.
Oh, yeah.
Monstery 2008, I believe.
Okay, cool.
I'm
So that was the first one, wasn't it? I think.
was ShimaCon
Oh.
in 05.
Oh no, not ShimaCon. Okay, so this guy's actually one of the guys, my buddy. He drove up with me. Connie, do you remember BonsaiCon?
The second one was like the worst.
So my first con was BonsaiCon, and I think that was when I was.
A wee
no,
boy.
I know. I went when I was younger. Fuck. When I was 19, so let's put it. How old am I now? 26. Who's good at math? I don't know.
7 years.
7 years ago was my first con. Like at first, like I was Babby John, and I remember the first experience when walking into that con was seeing a guy run from these stairs and do a jump, and there's like a low hanging wall or like ceiling, and he just hits his head, eats shit, and he's just gushing blood, and I'm like, oh my god! And they're like, it's fine, it's an anime convention. And I'm like, what?
Were you at the ACON where High and Mighty Color kicked a beach ball into the audience and hit a chandelier that cut a person's face open?
No.
That was hilarious.
No, but okay.
Kicked a beach ball into a chandelier. Chandelier had a glass piece fall down, cut somebody's face. Not super bad, but bad enough that
That's
they
just
cut
bad
their
luck.
fucking face at a High and Mighty Color concert.
The only memorable con on top of that was I was at the year at Akon got kicked out, or everyone got kicked out of the certain hotel at Akon for defacing the Berlin Wall.
Oh, the Anatole?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Anatole had priceless artwork.
From
and
the-
also a fucking anime convention at the same time? That's not smart.
Yeah, there was a bunch of Italia kids and they defaced this, like,
I see you nodding your head back there like,
Well,
yeah.
actually, 1 year, because I worked the hotel liaison at
Yeah,
the
come up,
Yeah,
Star, come on. Just for a sec, yeah.
Tell the story. Tell the tale. It's important.
I volunteer at a lot of cons, because for your question earlier, I started at Icky and loved it and got hooked on volunteering. I've never been to a con where I wasn't a volunteer.
Really?
Yeah.
You
never
should
been.
try it sometime. It's a lot
It
less
is.
work.
Volunteer, never
I'll
the
bet.
attendee.
But at the Anatole, well, at ACON, I work on the hotel liaison team, which is the team that interacts with the hotel staff. And I did actually have to stop someone from at least trying to get behind the piece of the Berlin Wall, but they did not look to be an attendee. They looked to be a regular hotel guest
Oh,
who was
yeah.
going back with a pin in their hand. And I was like, whoa, hey, no.
That's stupid.
Mostly we had to stop people from sitting on stuff. Somebody broke a urinal. That was fun.
Do you guys know MagFest? And is Otakon also at the MagFest place? I forget the other one.
I think it is.
It was like Otakon, I think. No, Otakon's Baltimore. It was one that was the same one that shares the space with MagFest. It was 2 weeks before MagFest, and people shat all over one of the bathrooms and literally tore the doors off the stalls. And then shortly thereafter, MagFest moved to the Gaylord, which I will continue to laugh at the name forever.
How drunk do you have to be to rip walls off?
You have to be exactly that drunk.
Well,
I
maybe
think
Really
it's
determined.
the bolts.
So-
If the bolts are weak,
Really
it's not
drunk
that
and
hard.
so determined.
I think it was
It's like the
Matsuri.
motor control of a baby. Just
Matsuri's fun.
I was gonna segue to a quick thing about bad con stories. Did anyone go to Matsuri this past year? Anime Matsuri this past year.
Didn't you go? Yeah.
Did you hear about the whole these kids and I think it was in the Marriott something filling a bathtub full of pancake syrup?
That sounds like a fun bad idea.
Okay. So we were in the same.
It's expensive too.
We were in the same.
that's a mess.
No, we were in the same hotel as these people apparently,
Oh,
and not on the same floor. But this is how it all spread. We were in the hotel,
That would
and then we hear this
smell.
hotel this lady complaining in Spanish, chinga su madre pinches puercos. If you don't know what that means, translate it.
Yeah, Google translates your friend.
And I'm like, okay. And then I'm just curious. I'm like, ¿Qué pasó, señora? Pinches puercos echaron miel en el douche. And I'm like, what?
They pooped in the.
No,
the
they
bathtub?
put, she said miel, which I understood is honey. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, whatever. I'm thinking it's not that bad. I go about my day. Then I go downstairs and I hear this sassy lady complaining, these motherfucking kids filled a bathtub full of syrup. And then there's a post on Facebook the same day saying, yeah, we filled up a bathtub full of syrup because we wanted to be sexy pancakes.
They were filming the worst porno of all time, or the best. I'm not sure. One of the two.
they're going to be sticky.
It's a sticky situation. No arguments here.
Proud of yourself?
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, we've still got 20 minutes for this panel, so we got.
I'm gonna have to bail soon.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Anyone got a question?
Have you ever played God Eater?
Yes, which is I hate.
Oh,
Yeah, I hate God Eater because it is not good Monster Hunter.
It's a good game. It's not my jam.
we played 20 plus hours, got credits once, and there's still more.
Oh yeah, there's 80 more hours of game after the credits because the credits, I guess, is the fucking intro. Macho Man had a question to you.
What's the most awkward situation you guys ever been in con?
Yeah.
oh my God!
Oh,
my
no.
regular story.
I don't think I can do any of those.
This is a tale that I've told John at least 3 times, and I've said it on the podcast. So, when I said earlier, I started going to conventions when I was 14 years old, and then I realized there are panels you cannot get into unless you are 18, and I was so upset that I couldn't see what was going on, especially when I was outside and it sounded like a lot of fun, and I was missing out. So when I was 18, I was so excited to finally attend a hentai panel. So I'm freshly 18. It was actually in Japan. I'm gonna go to Hentai Fest, and okay, for the thing is, I went with my friend, and so
First mistake.
I went with my friend. Well, it was another girl, so we were there to
okay.
comfort each other,
Gotcha.
But my friend had to leave, and so it was me, a freshly 18-year-old girl, surrounded by a whole bunch of, men from the ages of 20 to 40. And this hentai panel decided to, do you have something to add?
I was gonna ask, did you know what hentai was before?
I knew what it was, but I just expected, just like porn, regular porn, but animated in Japanese. I didn't expect the fresh little intro they had was a Night Shift Nurses AMV, just a compilation of the greatest hits. So it's just a video of all this piss and shit just spewing everywhere, and a whole crowd of men yeah! And I'm out of here. So that's probably the most awkward, terrifying con experience I've ever had in my life. I would go now that I'm 23 and I'm older. I'm not quite as vulnerable anymore, but still, I went in that way too young.
Fred, you got anything you can share, or would you rather pass?
earlier today was kind of funny more than awkward, but this kid came up. He's like, "Hello, I have a shiny paperclip. Can I trade this for some of your wares?" And I was not like, I was of no mood, so I was like, "You can go to hell." And I don't normally talk shit to any customers, but I was just
This isn't a
done.
customer if you don't
Yeah,
have
no, I mean, he was trying to make an exchange. There was one at SGC, and I've got lots of stories about attendees. This one's about a dealer. Levi's laughing over there. This dude came up and started telling us about Ruby. It was before It was before the con started, and like he was like, "Oh my God, have you guys seen Ruby?" And we're like, "No, like it's cool. Nah, I haven't checked it out." And like we're getting set up, still like building the booth, and he's another vendor, and he's like, "Oh my God, it is so good. There's this girl. She's got a scythe that's also a sniper rifle. And if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will." And my buddy Levi's like, "All right, I'm going to dip into this gas station wine that we got earlier." And it's like, it's noon on Friday. We're just starting the convention. Just like, yep, this is the fucking tone for the weekend.
So I think my most...
God rest SGC's soul.
I've told you this story, and I've told Tori this story about my first San Japan, which was it Mach 4? Or was
I don't know.
San Japan 4 was my first one, and I'm still a young nubile John, 18 years old, and I'm standing in this line talking to some random nerd about Gundam, and out of the blue, there is this beautiful young lady. She's dressed as Black Rock Shooter, and I'm gonna have to simulate how she walks. She's walking like this, and then she just goes like this, looks at me, and her whole body just twists. And I'm like, okay. And she walks up to me. She goes, like, well, I'm gonna have to mouth fuck this. "You have really pretty earlobes." But no.
That girl knew what she wanted.
She proceeds to go to my ear, stick her finger in my ear, and just do this,
That's assault.
and just rub it on my cheek, and then walk away, like nobody's business. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? The guy's like, "Dude, she stuck her finger in her ear. Did she give you a wet willy?" And I'm like, hold on. No. What? Why?
She gave you a dry willy.
To this day, if I ever see this girl, I just want to ask her why.
And then propose, I guess, because you're basically married at this point.
I mean, she did.
You
pop-
were inside me.
She was inside me, man.
If my wife did that, that would be like the end of the line, I think. And this was a stranger.
It's just so awkward, and I'm just like, what caused her in her right mind?
She was not in her right mind. Let's not give her that credit.
Come on. She's probably drunk.
She was ready.
For a dry willy. Sorry, a dry willy totally means something else.
Yeah,
what are we
fair,
talking
no,
about
fair,
here?
no. Anyone got another question? We still got a couple minutes for this panel. Fuck it. We can even do like the worst type of questions also.
Nope. No, come on.
Okay, you have one first,
please.
and then you.
Just a quick one. Which one are you, who's going to Hentai Fest?
Oh,
I mean, okay,
Not
what
me,
time is
I-
that?
Never
Because
again.
I really want to go.
I'm
to
30.
Korea for 10 minutes.
Like, no. I don't want to be the guy that's like with the nubile 18-year-old who's never been to fucking Hentai Fest. Who's just like, that guy is 30 and I'm at Hentai Fest alone. This is the worst.
And the thing is, I'd also gone to a yaoi panel, which was mainly girls, like me, and it was a lot colder.
That sounds
it
about
wasn't
right.
Screaming, so that was my people. And then
Wait,
I went to
less screaming at a yaoi panel?
Bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
calling bullshit.
No, we were really enticed by the story.
oh my God! Are you?
My buddy Soto's
wanted to
really
see
into
this
yaoi for the
relationship
story.
develop. Yeah.
He's
really-
super straight. He loves yaoi stories because they know how to write romance, I guess. I don't know, haven't experienced it, but like, it sounds like they focus on the story.
Well, point is, it was more for me. It was more comfortable there, so I
makes
had like someone to compare it to.
So you're going to Yaoi Fest? Is there a yaoi
I don't usually, there's not usually yaoi.
No, I don't think there is.
I think
tonight.
There's a Hitalia fan panel, but not a Yaoi
what?
Fest?
There's a Bara panel.
Ooh, I might go to that.
I think. I was trying to pick panels on
Like a
my
Kuwabara?
guidebook.
No,
on my
like
guidebook to
big-
see which one to go to, and I think I chose something else. But you know.
You're an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah.
I do that
That's
voice.
the Kuwabara.
I'll never go to another hentai panel again, just for the fact that it fucking reeks in there. My first and last experience is when Connie and I went to Bad Hentai Dubs, and I'm sitting next to this guy.
Also known as hentai dubs.
Yeah, and I'm sitting next to this guy who is wheezing, and he is sweating profusely, and he reeks, and I'm just like, do I say something or do I let him like pass out?
You just let him
Let him
finish, I
finish.
guess.
No, he literally just had his hands like right here, the entire panel, and he was like, and I was like, do you need a
He was
glass?
having a moment, a really long
I was
moment.
like, do I offer him a glass of water, let him finish, or do I complain? I'm just gonna sit there. He got louder and sweated more, to the point I'm sitting. Okay,
So gross.
this is how we're sitting. So I'm literally.
I'm so uncomfortable.
We're sitting next to each other, Fred. He is sweating so profusely.
Don't say my name during it. That's so much worse.
It's like, don't look at me, don't make eye contact.
He's sweating so bad, he left a sweat indentation on my shirt. And I'm just there trying not to cry at this point. I'm just like,
That's happened to me on planes before.
yeah.
That's pretty bad.
But this was like,
Was it watching hentai though?
I mean,
Yes,
it wasn't not watching hentai,
Going to
so
Japan.
there was a flight to Japan that was very uncomfortable.
So I'll never go to a hentai panel because of that guy sweating on me.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
What's the
you
bad
had
question?
You had a question.
I was gonna ask, what's y'all's favorite? Boobs, butt, or thighs?
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's not
Yeah.
a bad one.
Like a favorite.
Oh, we talked about that in the bad fanfic, but I will hit it again. Tori, what's your favorite?
Boobs.
I probably boobs, but I don't know. I like them all.
See, booty is good, but thighs, boy. Levi, don't give me that look.
There was
Finally, someone taste.
Wait, who, me?
finally a man with taste. Yes.
I see you are a man of culture as well.
Oh shit.
I loved. There was like this article about like millennials are killing boobs, and all of the responses were like, "Yeah, we're into ass now." And it's like,
We're in the ass.
God, I mean, who cares about tits? You know, the real meat. We
we had a question over there.
So, traps or Buddhas?
no, we're not touching that one.
Wait, what's
Traps or food as chicks with dicks or traps?
the difference?
Chicks with dicks or boys that are girls? Or boys that are just girls? Sorry.
So are you into like
I thought
dicks or
they were the
dicks?
same thing. Yeah.
No, that's the same. No. Next question.
Neither. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
So who's on the pillow?
Oh, that's Genji.
Oh yeah. Is it prize time?
Okay, I haven't played all
He's Overwatch. Hold on, Fred. You hate this, but I love
No, it's good. I've just been giving you shit.
Can you touch the cross?
No, you have to lift it up.
this.
Put
Oh,
it
fuck!
higher.
It's not on the crotch.
I was saying that was in the crotch.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's real satisfying.
What's really awkward about this pillow is
Is how close you are to it.
no, dude,
Cradling it.
it's my special boy. What's really awkward if you look at this, Red? He has one erect nipple and one non-erect nipple.
Well, no, they're erect. It's just like that.
No, that's
Sometimes,
erect.
okay.
No. Look at that shit. It's
Again,
erect.
it's perspective. One is like that. One's like that.
What is he cross nipple?
He's trying to direct traffic. Like, what do you want?
You just ruined whoever is going to get.
It's cold in the room.
There's a backside, right?
Oh, it's like,
Next question, folks.
I think that's it. I think we are pretty much towards the end.
I know.
okay, do we,
Unless
did
we
you
do
have
lightning
another
round
question,
questions.
Or wait, did you just ask?
Lightning
that?
round.
Have y'all seen? I don't know.
What?
Yes.
Guys,
No. Anohana.
I don't know.
Okay.
You've never seen Anohana?
What is it?
It's the one where like these 5 friends one of their
childhood
The
friends
premise
drowned.
of it is a
as a
childhood
child.
friend has died.
It's
like,
weird. I'm not into city building games. Really, no one got. Thank you, Levi. Oh no, it's a city building simulator. Never mind. I'm
You
sorry.
just dated yourself right there. Fred.
It's a new game. It's like 2 years old.
You dated yourself.
I dated
Yeah, like,
myself.
when they were little kids, someone in their group died, and so as they got older, they kind of split apart.
And the
But,
girl
like,
and the girl never really passed. So she's trying to like
yeah,
help them
her
get back
ghost is
together.
haunting one of the boys, and his job is to get the friends back together so that they can get over the tragedy.
Have you seen Your Name?
Yes.
What part of Your Name did you cry during?
Wait, I haven't seen it.
Okay, was it the middle point or the end point or basically the whole
Okay,
movie?
I cried at the middle point.
Yeah, I cried the whole fucking thing. My
was
wife,
towards the
my wife
ending.
halfway through got mad at me and was ugly crying. It was like, why did you do this to me? That's the best animated film
No.
maybe ever.
Okay, Tori, sorry.
But yeah, I would say towards the ending, because the middle part was like, ooh, now we're
Yeah, it
going
was
to something
fucking fascinating.
interesting. And then by the ending, I was like, oh.
It's not the kind of thing I thought I'd be into, and I was so into it.
If you're
About Your Name, I had watched it in the theater, and these two guys next to me, I don't know if they'd already watched the film or something, but at some point in the movie, like, this girl falls down a hill, and like,
Stop laughing, John.
I know what he's talking about. My second viewing.
the thing is, I was like heartbroken that, you know, they're going through all this, and these guys just start bursting.
That is exactly what I did, and I felt like the worst because there was two girls like bawling, and I'm laughing my ass off.
Sometimes physical comedy just hits you.
Here, I'm gonna date myself. When I went and saw the third Matrix movie in theaters, the scene where Trinity gets impaled, the entire audience was quiet because they were too dumb to realize how bad the movie was. And I laughed and said, she just got the shaft. And I got kicked out of the theater. So if anybody wants to explain how the last movie, Matrix movie ends, just go.
I saw that movie in the theater. I leaned over to my friend and it was all quiet in there. And this was before we saw.
I
the
fucking
fight.
laughed. It was
I leaned over to my
hilarious.
friend and I was thinking Futurama and I said my lead pipe hurts.
It was a bad movie.
Since we were on like sad anime, if you ever get a chance, watch the movie A Silent Voice.
That's the same one, right? Or
No.
Same,
It's
same
called-
director,
No,
right?
different director. It's called Koi no Katachi. It is one of the best films I've ever seen. I cried like a
I cry
bitch
every time.
the entire movie.
That's the one with the girl with the.
Where she's like deaf and she.
Oh, I want to see that really
one is
bad.
so
Yeah, I
good.
saw the trailer
But-
for that.
But, read the manga first. No, don't you give me that shit. Don't you give me that shit, you shit.
Play the visual novel first. Oh no, that was me. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
okay, because the reason I tell you this is because they don't explain stuff in the movie because of airtime.
That makes sense. All right.
They cut out stuff that's like cute at the end.
Integral. Yeah.
Well, not integral, but they cut out like segments that really help build the characters better.
Okay. Maybe I'll check that out.
Anyone else? Lightning round
Ever
questions.
see Passion of the Christ? My brother was like, you gotta like stand up. It was a bad date. He was like, you need to stand up when the scene goes to black after Jesus is crucified. Be like, joke's on you, Romans. He comes back. Sorry, just talking about ruining films.
Top 10 anime
Yeah, I
rivals.
couldn't get over. Yeah, when I first saw it, because like when it came out, I was like I was a small child. So
Yeah.
everyone was like, ooh, it's too violent.
My date actually didn't have her ID on her, so we couldn't actually go see it. So we saw Starsky and Hutch instead. It was a pretty good movie.
That's a terrible
It was a
movie.
pretty good movie.
We
But
got
yeah, I
time for,
like how just a bunch of little demon children just hound Judas, and it's supposed to be scary, but it's just silly because they're
weird-
just chasing him, and they're just little.
And Mel
they're
Gibson's
kids,
like,
they're
I hate
little
the
kids.
Jews. And it's like, God, Mel Gibson, chill for a fucking second.
So we got time for like one more question.
Okay,
before we
make
give out the prizes.
it a real good question.
What are your Hogwarts houses?
No.
Fuck off.
No, get out of here.
I'm
Snape
over
kills
it.
Dumbledore. That's my house. What do you
You know
want?
I laughed when Dumbledore died?
That's fucked up.
Because he fucking bounced off the ground and I thought basketball.
I mean, I get it.
Okay, we got last question. Make it really
You're
good.
such a Hufflepuff,
just one
John.
little note about Harry Potter.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Okay, hold on. Macho Man, what's your...
Okay, what do you guys think about Monster Girl Quest or Forbidden Quest?
Oh my god.
Monster Factory is the best YouTube series, so.
I've not heard of any of that.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
heard of
know.
Monster
Go to
Factory.
Inside Heaven, dude. Go.
Oh no, I've watched this.
Yes.
No.
Are you talking about Monster Musume or whatever?
No. I know what you're talking about.
I only
Shame on
know a
you.
little bit about that shit.
Okay, one more question because that was actually really quick. That was a lot faster than
Okay,
we thought.
one
more.
really good,
Like if you got a problem,
hard-biting,
like, if
relevant
you-
question.
Like if you've got a problem, like well, try to answer it.
42. My man, right there, yes. Bring hell. What was the question?
Who had a question?
I
Last
swear
one.
somebody had a question a second.
Make it really good. Even if you got a life problem, we'll try to solve it.
I just said, well, what's a good question?
I don't fucking
What are you
know.
expecting?
Better than
Could
this.
answer
Alright,
by
so you guys do a podcast, do you watch any other podcasts, and which ones are your favorites to listen to?
Oh, that's a good one.
The Adventure Zone.
Well, fuck you, Brad.
Abraca, fuck you.
Yeah.
I like the official podcast and the co-op.
So, I listen to 2 at the moment, which are Mega 64, because I like.
Like those guys.
They're really
good guys.
They're good, but their podcast is kind of trashy at times. And the other one to listen to is the 10-minute podcast by Will Sasso. If you watched Mad TV as a kid, he was the big fat guy. And also Bobby Lee, the guy who played Hot Dog from Mad TV. They do a podcast, and it's like just them doing like little skits here and there, and it's just like whatever. That's what I watch.
The Adventure Zone, my brother, me, Schmanner, no, not Schmanners, fuck Schmanners. Sawbones, the Bandcast is alright, I guess. Giant Bombcast, Giant Beastcast, and the Besties, which is the best worst idea for a podcast. They compete every week to choose the best game of the week in times when like no fucking games come out. So they're arguing that SSX is a better game than like God of War or Journey. Like games that aren't really comparable. It's amazing.
Okay, so oh, my voice disappeared. Okay, so occasionally I listen to Fred's podcast, with the Bandcast, and I used to a long time ago. I still listen to occasionally. I used to listen to That Anime Show, which is with J. Michael Tatum and Terry Doty, 2 people at Funimation, and so they often have like their fellow voice actors on there, and they talk about anime, or they just talk about stuff. And I really like J. Michael Tatum. He comes to RealmsCon a lot, and he's just such a nice guy.
J. Michael Tatum is a perfect
and he's so
human
good
being.
with his fans, like considering he plays a lot of roles that the teenage girls just love, and they give him a lot of crazy, awkward stuff to do, and he just handles it like a pro.
I
He
talked
knows what
with
he's
J.
into.
Michael Tatum until like 6 a.m. one night about Doctor Who.
Yeah, because he loves
Not
Doctor
like
Who.
I wasn't that into Doctor Who. I was really just interested in everything he had to say.
Yeah, because he's such a nice guy, and I love listening to him. I love listening to Terry Doty. She's also very cool, and so, yeah, they have a really great podcast, and you guys should listen to that sometime.
I just want to add, I also listen to Super Best Friend Cast.
Fuck yeah.
Woo!
Oh, and then my friends, they had specifically their Houston base. I met them at a OwlCon, which was the gaming convention at my college, my alma mater, Rice University. And they don't really make episodes anymore, but they still have their old episodes up. It's called the Nowhere Fancast, and it was Marvel based, and all the Marvel stuff. So all the movies, new comics, the TV shows as well, and so they were just great to listen to.
Then I'm gonna go. All right, guys. So we are
Prize time.
out of time. So, Joker, I'm gonna give you a prize. You get the last 2 of my con exclusive pins made by this guy here.
One is in a dress
Yeah, you get the last 2 are ever gonna be made for this con.
that will ever be made.
Ever be made.
These are well done. Who drew these?
I will shoot you.
Rachel Bauman.
Rachel.
Bowman. Not Bowman?
Bow, 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 bow.
Yippee-yo, Wait, just dated myself there.
Yeah.
Tori, mirror. Just read your mirror really quick.
Doop 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 doop. Subtle time is not right now.
Okay,
Doop doop
so
doop
I'm going to pick Sailor Scout right here.
Sailor Scout, you get the mini flipping table.
It's a tiny table. You can flip
Tiny
whenever
table,
you're
you can
mad.
flip.
All
You
right.
just flick
I
when
will
you get
put this to
angry.
good use.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we had a plan to give out the Genji pillow, but it turns out it didn't get fulfilled because
What was the plan?
it was a cart under a seat, but it's not being filled in.
Oh no!
So-
who's
gotta go
closest to
for a
that
hunt.
seat?
It's gonna be the guy in the brown shirt. He's
Guy in the
he's
brown
like
shirt.
he's the closest.
Okay,
to the
so
seat.
Oh, yeah.
move
Praise the sun.
one to the right.
If you check your seat, there should be a thing under your seat.
Under, like directly
Under your seat.
Under the middle.
You get a card. You get a. No, I'm kidding. You don't get shit.
It should be there. Yeah, there you go. Did you find it?
What is this?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. It was under
You
the
win
seat.
a Genji body
You
pillow.
win the
with
Genji body
squeaky
pillow.
crotch and all.
If you don't want it, you can pick someone from the audience just so they can have it.
I'll take it.
All right.
Cool.
With the squeaky dick.
Well, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, thank you so much for coming today. We had such a great time with y'all.
This is for you guys, not for
please
us.
take a card. Please like and subscribe to our podcast. send in questions if you just want to talk. This doesn't have to be the last time you talk to us. We're always open for questions. We're always
some
open for
friends.
conversations.
Thank you guys. Oh, I also got a copy.
Also, we have a Discord, so if you want to comment on our stuff, like we just post, 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 like we just.